Jorge was saying, I hope that's his name. So that's all I've been calling him. He's been here already a couple days, I guess, and had to come back to the border. But now he's like, I'm just waiting to get out. And then he said he's going to hang out for a bit in Costa Rica. So I don't know, maybe I'll do the same. Okay, well, here we are, Nicaragua. Jorge said that Granada was nice and beautiful, so I'm excited for that, so that'll be good. It's got a stick around his neck somehow. I don't know if that's classic Nicaragua. I don't know, it might be. Okay. Where are we at? 4 hours to... Definitely gonna have to go over and grab something to eat before that. Yeah, Jorge saying he's doing it for a trip for 2 years. I don't know. I don't think I'm cut out for being gone for 2 years. But I could see doing like 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off, coming back and all that. But I do wish it was easier to leave your bike in a country. Because like I would totally ship the bike to Colombia and then fly home, fly back. That'd be nice. It's kind of cool how flooded everything is here. Sure. Why not? Just a cow in the middle of the road. Okay, so I pulled over for some lunch. Had a nice little lunch there, and Jorge, I'll have to double check to see how to pronounce his name, but he showed up just as I was kind of finishing up. So we had a little chat. He's gonna blast through to Costa Rica, but he's like, "Hey, I normally ride alone, but if you want to ride together," I'm like, "Absolutely." So he's gonna follow me to Granada. And yeah, then I'm going to stay at least one night there. But yeah, kind of nice chatting with him. He's going to be here till spring. And then he's going to ship the bike over to New Zealand and Australia. And on it goes. So yeah. Yeah, he's from Germany. And he's got that bike is like, he bought it right from TourTech. And I guess got some sponsorship through them, and they got all the gear and stuff supplied. He's got a lot of gear on that bike, but you know, if you're on the road for a couple of years, he's carrying a bunch of spares and stuff like that, so totally makes sense. We'll see what happens. Yeah, if I can meet up with him for a little bit longer, I'll definitely do that. I was expecting to meet a lot more people doing this trip, but I think I'm in just a bit the wrong time. You was telling me about the drone. So they seized all his drone accessories until he returned with paperwork to show that he had indeed shipped the drone. And apparently even the accessories are illegal. So he did get them back, but it sounds like that was kind of lucky that he got them back. So in some ways it's lucky that I don't have mine with me. That made things a little easier. There's volcanoes all around, it looks like. And Nicaragua. It's just beautiful. These are not typical spots that I've... It's funny, Jorge was like, yeah, no, I'm taking it pretty easy. I'm going on the speed limit unless there's, someone, I'll follow someone if they're going over the speed limit. But he's been like whipping through traffic a ton here. Just wants a break. Oh. Well, if I don't meet you again, it was a pleasure meeting you, but I hope to.
Yeah, I hope
so. Yeah, excellent. Okay. It's funny, those guys want to take a photo and then he's got to hold the car while he's taking the photo. I guess his e-brake wasn't working. Who knows? Well, I hope we do meet up again. He seems like a really nice guy, especially if he's going to slow me down a little bit, like in a good way. I like that. He's like, I thought about coming into town and spending the night with you. And he's like, ooh, well, that sounds bad. That's cool looking little town. Yeah. All right. All right. So just going into Granada. I will definitely stay here a second night. Oh yeah. All checked in. This is my spot for the next couple nights. So as soon as I got in, like, oh, I'm the town. I was like, I'm definitely staying a couple nights. And it's like I got my own little kitchen. This is lovely. $35 a night. Like, it was really funny because I was chatting with Jörg and he was like, oh yeah, it was $12. I think it must have been the other one that he was talking about. There's a really lovely South African couple right next door that they've been here for a few days, and we're just chatting. They're giving me some local recommendations, so I might spend a few more days in Nicaragua. We'll see. Everyone so far in Nicaragua has been great, so good times. Anyway, happy to be here, happy to be off the bike, and happy to be off the bike for a couple of days, so that's excellent. Anyway. I spent a couple days here. I'll talk about some experiences here in a moment, but the highlight for me for sure was meeting this South African couple, Ryan and Teresa, and we just talked for hours. They were super lovely. As I was checking in, they offered me a beer, which I can't tell you how nice that is. Anyway, so yeah, this is my hostel, and we parked right in the lobby here. And then plan today, I'm going to go meet Jörg in Costa Rica, and we're going to go check out a volcano together. So, looking forward to that. So, Costa Rica awaits. See what the border is looking like. And that'll be that. Okay, here we go. Gracias. All right, and I am off once again. Okay, let me chat about the thing that happened. So, the first night I went out for dinner, some local guy was like, "Hey, bro," I'm like, "Oh yeah, here we go." He's like, "Oh, do you work here?" Like, I thought he was trying to get me to come in for dinner. So he's like, "Oh no, I'm like working with one of the local tour companies. If you come to Granada, you got to go see the islands, or you can rent a boat and on and on." I'm like, "Okay, how much for that?" And I'm like, "Okay." Well, we chatted for a while. It was actually quite nice. So then he's like, "Okay, well, if I want to do this here, I'll need a little deposit for it." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, you know, to get like the boat captain and get it." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So I give him a little deposit. Not much. And then he's like, "Okay, well, I'll meet you in the morning." I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll see if he actually meets me in the morning." So sure enough, he comes back and he's there in the morning and like basically right on time, like he said. So I'm like, "Okay, all right, well, we'll see where this goes." So then we start walking. He's like, "Oh, I'll show you around the town a little bit, and then we're gonna go get the driver to help." And I'm like, "Driver? Like, we're not that far." He's like, "Yeah, do you have any more? I'm just gonna go give the driver a little bit of money to secure and on and on." And then, so we came, it was actually down a road like here. And he's like, "Okay, just wait here." And so I wait, and then he just disappeared. He just fully like went around the corner and took off. Again, not much money. I'm basically treating it as though I paid for a Spanish lesson for a good hour. So like I'm not feeling burned by it too badly here. Kind of sucked, but anyway, my time with Rian and Teresa was really nice. So and overall it was nice to just have a couple days off the bike. You need that every now and then. It went go go go. Yeah, so I don't know. My Nicaraguan experience definitely, I mean, with the one exception of the guy. He said his name was Moses. The exception of Moses, my Nicaraguan experience was generally okay. Gonna try to meet Jorge. I'm gonna double check.